The Tome of Tales.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am Jade, the DM for the amazing Dice Mention group and the series, The Relenting. So I have my lore book here and we are going to go into the town that you have just been introduced to, which is Olvie. So Olvie is in the southwest of the Unbound Territories, and if you want to know more about the Unbound Territories, I will link the general in the description box, the general description of the Unbound Territories and each of the places that you will end up seeing during all of our campaigns. So, to give you a little bit of a backstory about Olvie, I need to let you know about the south. So the south of the Unbound Territories is a mysterious and foggy, swampy land that no one has been able to invade. In fact, people tend to go missing when anybody comes into this place, and that also goes for all of the ships that try to be clever and sail all the way around the island. They just seem to disappear and no one is heard from again. So no one knows what goes down south. And therefore, so many explorers want to go down south. It's like a Bermuda Triangle type situation where the more that people are told that they can't go somewhere, the more travellers seem to come. So Olvie is actually the last safe space in the southwest that actually can house people before they go further down south. So economically, it's actually a really good town, even though it is in the middle of nowhere and it's in the middle of the swampy marshlands. People know that the last safe haven that they're going to get before their travels to the south are there in Olvie and there in the tavern, the Crocodile. In Olvie, there are 300 humans living there, and they kind of settled because they knew that going further into the fog there were banshees and monsters and not so nice things in the marshland, and it was also too difficult to settle tribalistically. Because the southwest is full of tribal and elven communities, they were one of the only towns that decided to make buildings because they had plenty of wood. They were near to a mining resource and they knew they wouldn't be able to live in the swampy, marshy and wetlands. So it's the only place right down south that has any sort of buildings at all. Weather. So Olvie is muggy, wet, humid, sticky and hot. But when the fog and the wind crawls through Olvie, it is chilling, and it seems to carry whispers of dissonance on the wind. So it's very, very cold at night, but because it's quite close to the deserts of the southeast, there is warmth in the ground, and there's warmth where you stand. Many people that are born in Olvie never actually seem to leave, so there's quite a steady population of people. Even though there are lots of travellers in and out, a lot of the people that are born in the southwest, and especially near the parts of Olvie, will tend to stay there their entire lives. And it's a very close-knit family community where generation after generation will know all of the family. So just imagine a very small community, a very small hamlet where everybody knows each other's name, everybody knows each other's business. It's a nightmare, really. So the most important and interesting part of Olvie is the tavern, the Crocodile, which is run by Revel Greatwalker. But it wasn't always run by Revel. She only actually picked it up after coming down to the south with her band of soldiers from the Cavalry of the Mountain, who actually owned it before then. And the tavern before was actually a brothel where a lot of elven women and elven men were actually kept in the tavern to bring in customers and soldiers into the tavern. And Revel booted them out. as soon as she was kicked out of the army, she believed that it was unfair to be making money that way. So she kicked out the soldiers that were living there, and a few of them, ended up being killed in the skirmish, and she ended up taking over the camp and freeing quite a lot of the women and men and the elves that actually worked there as sex workers. And there's some of those have actually stayed in town and ended up having children. So Revel is a big part of the community as well as the mayor, and the crocodile and the tavern is known all the way through the southwest, and even small pockets of the world of travellers who have gone down to the south and then gone back to their homes and talked about how amazing the crocodile is. And hopefully the more that Revel kind of moves around and settles in different areas, that family orientation is just going to spread throughout the entire world. So that is Olvi. Olvi is a very small place, but it's incredibly special because of the fact that not only is it the place where the characters meet each other and the characters get to meet the king and Revel and the mayor, but it's also the last place in this damp and mysterious land that has some form of light and some form of home, which just shows that you can really get through anything. And that's really what I wanted to represent with this town, is that there are small pockets of hope, there are small stars in the night sky, and there are small pieces of light in the darkness that you can find as safe spaces for people. So that is Olvi. So I will be doing more lore videos. Check it out, and we can't wait to see you next time. Bye guys, thank you.